Okay, guys, good morning. I'm sitting here with Brent Whistler, and the reason he's sitting next to me is because I see a lot of YouTube videos saying that it's very hard to do business here, and I have my personal opinion, and I just wanted to have somebody else that's an expat that has run several businesses, so we kind of call him a serial entrepreneur. And so why don't you introduce yourself, tell a little bit the different businesses you have, and let's have a little conversation.
Yeah, so as Paul said, Brent Whistler. I've been living in Nicaragua for 5 years. The last 5 years really have been pretty tough on this country with the stuff that went on in 2018 and then the pandemic and all. And what I would say is I've had several businesses. I've had a laundry business. I've had a Pepsi, like water distributor. I've had an ice cream shop on the calzada. I've had some less formal businesses like selling baked goods and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, you do. Yeah. I forgot that one, the baked goods. Yes.
If we're honest, that's the really successful one because it's informal.
Right.
But formal businesses can fly too. There's a business down the street called Panda Vida, and they have just had their nose to the grindstone for years, and they're really seeing the fruits of it now, especially like all the businesses are seeing it now because everything's gotten so much better here just in the last 6 or 8 months.
Right.
I closed my business because my plan is to not wait. I didn't have time to kind of like wait for it to come together because I'm actually planning to move to Mexico. But I'd say you can run a business here. You got to get the right people involved. You can't just go busting your way into the city hall and the Nicaraguan equivalent of the IRS and think you're going to get anything done. You really need a good administrator, an accountant, and make sure that you've got somebody that knows all the paperwork that has to be done and actually has the patience to deal with the government entities, because let me tell you, it's awful, and so you're not going to want to do that yourself.
No, even if you speak Spanish, and you that has done it several times.
Spanish fluently.
Yeah, and it's why would we, right?
I try to do everything on my own, but I'll never do that again. Like, you've got to have the right people involved, and they're good administrators here that know the right buttons to push and the right people to call. And I'm not talking about like corruption. I'm totally against corruption, and that's one of the reasons that sometimes it takes me a little longer to get stuff done, because I'm not going to pay a bribe for anything. I'm just going to insist that people do their jobs, and they do, eventually.
Yeah, they do. I agree.
Yeah.
So you know, on the ice cream shop, it ran good. But you had a lot more cost than income, so it was pretty tough to keep it open for a while.
Yeah, it was okay. It was just it was a little bit of timing. I underestimated how long the government was going to keep some of the restrictions of the pandemic going.
Yeah.
And then also here in the calzada, it's liquor. If you're not selling liquor, you're not going to do well, in my opinion. Yeah. And so just a couple things like that. But people liked the product. I had like a steady following, and my costs were just a little bit higher than maybe than was warranted by the amount of traffic.
Yeah. So the importance of this is location. Know your location, your traffic, right?
Yeah.
It's just not the possibility of going anywhere to start up a business. Knowing how to open the business, get all the formats in the forms, etc., and reaching out and getting help. Basically, that's what I hear from you. That's what you need to do.
Yeah, and just ask other local business owners for guidance. So who are you using as an accountant or administrator? Who's trusted?
Right.
Because everything here is reputation, and they're good people, but you've got to ask for help.
Right. No, I agree with that. So, do you think we should open a business or not? I mean, if you were to do it over again, would you open a business? I know you're leaving, but that's beside the point. But if you were to do it...
I think I would. I just probably would open different businesses, and I definitely would only open businesses that serve the Nicaraguan market. I don't think long-term it's a good bet to do something that's only targeted at tourists or expats, because they come and they go, and things happen here, and then the economy contracts, and then it comes back, and local business people know how to deal with that. So you have to learn to deal with that too. And one way is to have a product or a service that is good for locals as well as
for
expats.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree. Well, I appreciate any other pointers that you want to say out there.
No, but I will just shout out again. Panda Vida has impressed me so much because they're not the cheapest place to eat in town or drink.
I agree.
There.
Yeah,
but it's a good value and
consistency.
I just they've been around and they're just such good quality that I see probably the majority of their customers are actually Nicaraguan,
Right.
not expats,
Yeah.
although they have a good
Following.
of
Yeah,
expats.
yeah.
So,
Well, Pita is another one.
yeah.
And Café, Café de Arte does good, and it's a Nica business.
Yeah.
You can see it. It's right behind me, so that's a nice place to be at. When I want coffee, I kind of holler, and I get my cup of coffee. So location. I think what I want to leave for everybody is there are 3 factors where you're going to make business: is set it up correctly, location, and know your product. Make sure that your product is different than everybody else, and that you can make money, that you know your market.
Yeah.
Because if not, you're not going to do it. Well, look at Aguasana. The guys that are selling the water.
Right.
He's got a little good business going.
Yeah.
And we buy it, and it's I can buy it right next door here at AM PM, but he delivers to our store or to our office here. So it is all what type of product you have.
And he's making his own product, which is key too, because
Right.
being a distributor for somebody here is a joke. It's not something you want to do. But if you're going to make your own product, I think that's ideal. And if you can trust the guidance of the smart people, and if they tell you to do something, just do it informal, you're not having customers come in, just do it and don't say anything. Then listen to them, because everything is not just as rules oriented here as it is in other places.
Right, great. Well, guys, I hope this helped. Leave your notes, and if you have any questions for Brent, I'll make sure he gets it. So feel free to leave comments for him also. And thank you for watching this video. Thanks.